Hey there, my name is Hans Beck, professor of ancient Greek history at the University of Münster in Germany, and author of Localism and the Ancient Greek City-State, published with the University of Chicago Press in July 2020. I have lived in various countries, the UK, the US, and Canada, so I guess this academic uprootedness also added to my curiosity in the mechanics of local space. Although I should say that coming from a small rural community in the south of Germany presumably also left its marks on me. I remember that my dad once told me at the age of 5 or so that the agricultural produce from our home village was far superior to that of all of our neighboring villages. It took me years as a child to contextualize my father's verdict. My last stop before Münster was Montreal, where our family lived for about a decade and a half. And what struck me there, at an age closer to 50 than 5, is how people in an environment so different from my place of origin adhere to an equally skewed scale of the local. Montreal is a truly awesome global city, and people have an intriguing perception of the spatial dimension of local and its social meaning. Local is a commercial cliche or a slogan in support of frontline politics, often in response to the fainting force of globalization and global capitalism. In Montreal, it is also a way to view the world, something that's at the heart and soul of a vibrant identity of place. Anything from the spacious island of Montreal is considered local for sure, but moving beyond local might also include places as remote as the Gaspésie at the mouth of the St. Lawrence River. That's hundreds of miles to the northeast of the city. Plattsburgh in upstate New York, only about 60 miles south, is never considered as local by anybody. We note the cultural dynamics at play. If you consider yourself a locavore, you most likely confine your diet to the consumption of foods from within a 100 miles radius, which is great in terms of carbon footprinting, but the scale is also somewhat arbitrary. With these creative confusions in mind, in my latest book, I ask the simple questions: what local is, and more importantly, why it matters. Since I'm a historian of ancient Greece, my quest for local ontologies takes readers precisely there, to the world of ancient Greece with its high-powered localism. I'm thinking of high-charged claims for local politics and self-governance, local religious cult practices, the prioritization of self-sufficiency, and sensations that were in themselves quintessentially local. For instance, local scents, cuisines built around local produce, or local athletic competitions. In ancient Greece, all of this happened in a natural environment that was both diverse and condensed at the same time, which once again inspired communities to position themselves in a world that was both fast-paced and widely connected. In short, I argue that the relational competitive localism of the Greeks was a prime mover of their cultural creativity. One of the critical steps in this endeavor is that we overcome the semantics of tininess. The term local insinuates a taxonomy in which the local is subject to something of greater exposure. Now, while this is obvious on the one hand, it isn't obvious at all how greater, that is, non-local currents generate social meaning that pertains to the local horizon. How they play out in the local world is often unpredictable, dependent on contingent circumstances on the ground. When it comes to social meaning, local isn't tiny. On the contrary, it is comprehensive, formative, and all-encompassing. I leave it at that for now. Localism is, I think, a transhistorical theme hidden in the past and present in societies around the globe. Its encoding, intensity, and form are, however, deeply entangled with culture. If you're interested in the ancient Greek encoding and how that ancient Greek encoding matters today, check out my website, www.hansbeck.org. And yeah, go and read the book. Thank you very much for watching.